Hi, Abbas.
Hi, sorry.
We'll just give it another couple of minutes, guys, until see if any more turns up. Okay, guys, I'm just going to get going with this. My name's Lee. I'm Weightlifting Scotland's UKAD accredited educator. It's our responsibility as a sports governing body to offer education regarding competing as a clean sport to all our members. These short webinars will be ongoing through the year, and it's just about offering various topics within the UKAD curriculum to our members, just so that you're kind of up to speed with the ins and outs of clean sport. Uh, UKAD, UK Anti-Doping, are the organisation that conducts the anti-doping testing for Weightlifting Scotland. So it's not Weightlifting Scotland that actually conduct it themselves. It's an outside organisation that does it. Just a little point before we move on to the topic that we're going to be doing tonight is to make you aware that there is an app that you can use. It's the 100% Me UCAD's own app, and this will keep you. If you download this, this will keep you up to date with some of the information for anti-doping. So it's 100% Me app. This is good for just point of reference for yourself and a point of contact in regards to the anti-doping within the sport once you've downloaded that, if you just go to the sports governing body, which on this app it will be British Weightlifting rather than Weightlifting Scotland. So the topic we're covering tonight is this testing procedure. Why do we test for anti-doping in sport? Obviously, the obvious answer is to catch cheats, but it's more than just that. It's actually to try and put people off as well. People who are maybe vulnerable to anti-doping. It works as a deterrent, knowing that there is doping control in place as well. So that's the other aspect of it. We also encourage UKAD encourage athletes who may be pulled up for a doping control at a competition or out of competition is to try and take it in a positive manner rather than taking it in a negative manner. It should be a good way just to actually show people that you are a clean athlete and your achievements have been gained by being a clean athlete as well. Who can be tested? Any athlete who is bound by anti-doping rules within a sports governing body, i.e. Weightlifting Scotland, can be tested in or out of competition. So in competition is regarded as 11:59 p.m. the day before the competition, and that is all the way through until the competition ends, whether it be a one-day event, two-day event, or weeks like the Olympics. Out of competition is any other time. Sample collection personnel within UKAD, so the people that you would be come in contact with if you were pulled up for a doping control, pulled up by doping control, we'll have a chaperone. A chaperone is someone who will notify the athlete. So this person will come up and notify you about to ask for a sample collection. The chaperone will stay with you to the doping control station and witness the sample provision as well. They will also be a second observer when the athlete is with a minor or someone who has an impairment. There's also the doping control officer who does all what the chaperone does, but they also ensure the sample is identified and sealed as well. There's different types of there's one other one actually, the blood control officer. A blood control officer is the one who takes the venous the blood, takes the blood through a needle and whatnot. So they're a trained professional to do that as well through UKAD. The different types of sample collection is urine, which is the more conventional way. That's generally how you would, when you get in touch with someone, when someone gets in touch with you regarding doping control, it will be generally a urine sample that we need, and this will be at 90 millilitres. It has to be properly concentrated, so it's no good if an athlete is encouraged to just follow normal hydrating routine rather than drinking too much water, because then it could kind of water the urine down, then you're going to have to wait about for longer. So generally, you just kind of go about as you normally would. Venous blood, so only a small amount is taken, approximately a tablespoon, and this is done by a blood control officer from UKAD. Like I said earlier, they're trained professionals to take blood for adults and children. There's also dry blood spot. So this can be made in addition to urine or blood on or by itself, and it's a small device that's attached to the surface of the skin, usually the upper arm, and it's just a small prick that's inserted in the skin and taken out again. Generally, the blood samples are rarer, and is generally just the urine samples that they look for in regards to the doping control. Instead of trying to directly detect the use of a prohibited substance on a given day, anti-doping can instead look at for the effects that the doping may have on an athlete's body. So this is done by what we call the ABP, which is an athlete biological passport. This is an anti-doping program that monitors variables or selected biological variables over a period of time that can reveal effects of doping. So rather than actually conducting a test on a given day like we would in a conventional manner, the athlete biological passport is done all year round. So they're looking for is like changes in the blood. So not actually not looking for a substance as such. They reckon this is something new that's been brought into anti-doping just the last couple of years. It's more a lot of that elite athletes, some of the elite athletes are on this at the moment. They reckon that the famous drug cheat Lance Armstrong, if he was on this athlete biological passport today, he would have been caught very quickly because of the manner how it's gone about. They constantly test it all year round rather than just, like I say, that given day. At the moment, like I said earlier, there it is generally just elite athletes who are on this at the moment. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to share a video for you to see. So this video I'm going to share is basically stages of the sample collection. Just 3 or 4 minutes long. You just give me a minute or so.
Athletes can be tested anytime, anywhere, with no advance notice, as part of an anti-doping program. Step 1. Notification of selection for a test. Athletes can be notified of selection for a test by a doping control officer, DCO, or chaperone authorized by UKAD or the relevant international federation or major event organizer. The athlete is responsible for providing suitable identification to the chaperone or DCO. This could be a passport or driving license. It is the athlete's responsibility to stay in full view of the DCO or chaperone from the moment they are notified until completion of sample collection process. An athlete may be accompanied by a representative and an interpreter. Step 2. Reporting for sample collection. Athletes then report to the doping control station as soon as they have been notified. Under certain circumstances, an athlete may request a delay in reporting to the doping control station. Step 3. Urine sample provision. When the athlete is ready, they provide their sample. The athlete should remain in the doping control station until they are ready to do so. Athletes then select a sealed sample collection vessel, check that it is empty, clean, and the seal is intact. They can choose another sample collection vessel if in any doubt. The DCO or chaperone observing the sample provision will be the same gender as the athlete. For some athletes, those under 18 for example, there may be an additional person observing the DCO or chaperone. The athlete must remove enough clothing so that the DCO can have an unobstructed view of urine leaving the body. As much urine as possible should be passed into the vessel, but there has to be at least 90 milliliters. Anything less than 90 milliliters will be treated as a partial sample, and the athletes will be required to remain until they've provided the minimum amount. The athlete then divides the sample between the A sample and B sample bottles and tightly fastens them. The DCO will check the specific gravity of the sample to ensure the urine is not too dilute for the laboratory to conduct its tests. If it is, it could result in the athlete having to provide another sample. Step 4. Recording and certifying the information for samples. The bottle numbers are recorded on the doping control form, and the athlete checks the information is correct. The athlete's name does not appear on the documentation going to the laboratory with the samples. At this point, the athlete will be invited to declare any supplements or medication taken during the past 7 days, include any comments they have on the experience on the doping control form, and confirm if they give consent for their sample to be used in anonymous research. Step 5. Transferring the samples to the laboratory. Once the samples are placed in a security sealed transit bag, they are sent to a WADA accredited laboratory for analysis. A secure chain of custody is maintained during the transport. Along with the sample, the laboratory receives an anonymized copy of the doping control form that contains information only relevant to the analysis. Step 6. Analysis. Once the sample arrives at the laboratory, the A sample is opened. The B sample is stored and is only used later if necessary. The lab conducts its analysis and then reports the results to UKAD or the relevant testing authority.
Okay, guys. I'm now going to share a PowerPoint. The PowerPoint I'm going to share is regards to athletes' rights and responsibilities. Okay, so an athlete has, as you can see here, they're allowed to have a representative accompany them, whether the representative can be a friend, coach, member of family, anyone they want to have as a representative is totally fine. They have the right to ask for additional information about the sample collection as well. They're also allowed to request a delay for a valid reason. Now, a valid reason, a few examples of valid reason would be in-comp testing, valid reason would be obtaining a photo ID, if you've got to attend a medal ceremony, cool down. I mean, if a doping control officer was to come up and look for a sample from you after you finish lifting, it's quite within your right to still have a go through a cool down. You shouldn't be in a position where you may potentially injure yourself. Or even if you're competing further in the competition as well, you're allowed to compete further on in the competition. Out of competition, again, looking for ID, locating a representative as well, because if they come to your house or come to the gym looking for a sample, you're going to have to, if you're looking for a representative to come with you, you're going to have to locate that person, or even complete a training session. If doping control comes to the gym when you're training, you're quite within your right to complete your training session, have a cool down. The doping control officer would have to wait on you. So that's just some rights and responsibilities for an athlete. There is slight changes in different. The rules are slightly different for athletes who have impairments. A representative is urged for someone who may have a visual impairment, and a minor who is under 18, they are advised to have a representative with them all the time, and they must be notified in writing as well, if they're going to have the doping control coming around. And at no time will a doping control officer be with a minor. There'll always be two people from doping control. Yeah, I'll stop sharing that. Does anyone have any questions regarding the topic tonight? Okay. I would encourage you again to download the app, the 100% Me app, the UKAD app. It's always a handy thing to have on your phone. If there's a lot of topics on that we'll be covering, and it's like I say, it's a point of reference for yourself as well. So that's us for tonight, guys. Nice, short, sharp topic for tonight. Thank you for turning up. I'll see you after. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lee.
No problem.